Oh, get them smiles on. Here we are again.
Here we are again. Gosh,
Mitch and
darn
Mike.
it.
Mike and Mitch, Mitch and Mike.
Mitch and Mike and Mitch. What is it for real? I don't even recall.
Mitch and Mike's voiceover journey, dude. This is our 20th episode. 20th episode. You should know that by now.
Oh, my gosh.
Can you believe that? We're 20. We're one episode away from being able to drink.
Wow. Maybe I started drinking episodes ago. Maybe my uncle snuck me a little bit of whiskey in episode 15.
Whiskey. I love the way you can do that voice whistle thing. I can't do it. Whiskey. Yeah, you can do. What's the character's name from Family Guy?
Herman, I think. Herman the pervert or something.
Come here, kids. Oh, we're going back to that. We did a little. We went that way last episode. Let's not go there again.
Double down on it.
Yikes.
Michael.
Yes.
What's been happening? I feel like I haven't talked to you in ages.
It's been a couple weeks because you couldn't do it last week because you did this, I don't know, this vacation thing because it was maybe your birthday or something.
Oh, it was
selfish
like my
of you
birthday
to
or
take
something.
your birthday and go somewhere with your wife. How could you do that to me?
And my mom and my dad and my friend
And your
Eric.
mom and your dad? Yeah.
And a cat. There was a cat there. It
You
was
brought a
really
cat
cool,
with
by
you?
the way.
I've never heard of anybody bringing a cat on vacation.
Cat showed up.
Oh, showed up.
Yep, cat showed up at the cabin, and we gave it lots of pets, and I had to pull a tick off of its neck, which was
feral cat. I would not have been that brave. Because
she was super sweet.
The cats that I used to have in my house would swipe me for no reason.
No, you could tell she was like darn near domesticated. There were other cabins and houses around, so I'll try to pet anything. Anyone who's known me long enough knows that I will touch any animal that maybe lets me touch it.
Here, little big black bear. Here, little big black bear.
Yeah, I've been pretty close. Unfortunately, those things freak me out. But yeah, that was pretty sweet. Where have you been all my life?
Well, hurricane season is winding down, so the job is getting a little bit easier. So I have actually not been working into the evenings and been able to do a little bit of recording and stuff. We'll talk to some people involved in it in the coming weeks, but got drafted by my pal Mitchie here to be in a little podcast called Leo Braun.
Leo Braun.
And so I recorded my first little bits of audio for that. So I've joined that family, and there's a whole bunch of great people involved in that. Jim Frank, Terry Briscoe. Just spoiler alert. We're going rogue tonight because we were going to interview Terry Briscoe tonight. But he had some audio problems, so we're like, let's do it in a few weeks. So we will have Terry Briscoe on. It just won't be tonight. So
not to put him on blast for being a voice actor with audio problems.
Yeah,
but
what's that about?
He got a new interface that doesn't like our recording, so.
Yeah, I don't know. He said, and I felt bad. I'm like, maybe it's just, but he said, no, he has problems with Zoom and other things. I'm like, okay, so it's not me, it's you. It's not me, it's you. That's what I'm hearing.
Oh, wow, a little selfish, Michael.
If he actually listens to this, he'll be like, oh, I ain't going on their show.
It's not me, it's you.
I ain't even been on the show yet, and they're making fun of me.
I can't make fun of Terry. He's a powerhouse. Maybe when we get to know each other a little better, we can.
I love that we're able to, we lads are able to interview some such big people in the industry. I mean, we've already had Tim Powers on, and we got some other other heavy hitters coming up, and so and Tyler, Chuck, and it's been good. It's a fun community to be in. Mitch and I were just talking just before as we were like, Terry can't be on. What are we going to talk about? And we were talking a little bit about the fact that it's funny because we seem to be separately falling in with the same people in the industry, which I hopefully is an indication that we're doing something right. Because, between the people I met at One Voice and the people that Mitch has, gotten involved with Leo Braun and some other things, it's like some of these are the same people. And so it's really kind of neat that we're rubbing elbows with these industry vets like Terry Briscoe, like Jim Frank.
Is that the right word? Okay, no.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Debutante? I don't think so.
I don't think
I
that's
don't
right.
think that's the right way.
Yeah, and I'll be like listening to a preview of a game or something on TV, and I'm like, ooh, I think I know that person. So far, I haven't. But I
But
thought
the voices
I did.
are sounding familiar. Hopefully that doesn't mean someone's cloned their voice.
Because one friend I've had for yeah. Oh, yeah. Shh. Okay. We had a silence for AI.
Yes. As we all mentally punch it in the throat.
One of my friends who I've started being friends with almost right off the bat, her name's Catabel. She goes by Cat. And sorry. She, like when I first met her, she was already doing paid work that I want to do. Mm-hmm. Well, I can't sound like her, but, and now, she's
tried real
signed
hard.
on. Yeah.
Maybe.
Nah, I'm not going to do it. But, yeah, so she, like, signed on with Crunchyroll and stuff like that. I'm just following her from afar enough. Like, congratulate her every now and then because she deserves it because she's freaking awesome. But I'm like, wow. Just the whole world she's opened up and watching, like going, ooh, I might actually play that game that she's in and use her character or whatever. It's freaking wild.
Yeah, that's cool.
We want to be those characters eventually, but it's so cool to watch our friends do it.
And it's funny because, I mean, I want to do these voices. I want to do these, animation and video games are like where I feel I can make my mark. I'm not a big video gamer, and I hate to say it, I'm not into anime, and that might, I don't, because Crunchyroll is local. I've actually reached out to Crunchyroll. I haven't heard back, but yeah, I mean, I'm like, hooked up on LinkedIn with a couple people that are, that are in it, but haven't really, had great, been like able to, finagle my way into saying, hey, I'm a local guy and, I'd love to do some voices.
And you haven't busted in the door with your shirt open, hairy-chested, going, hire me.
Maybe that's the next piece of strategy.
That's next step.
All right. I will.
That's what
I'll
do.
Drop on by. I'll rent a helicopter.
Okay.
And I'll just fly overhead and just drop tens of thousands of business cards. On the building and in the parking lot.
Like a propaganda machine.
That'll work, right?
It could. I mean, you totally blasted mine out of the water. That's a whole helicopter. That's pretty intense. I just was talking partial nudity, but
Depends on who you're talking about, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. We had a topic, Mike.
We do,
and
yeah.
I don't remember anymore. We got on a...
I'm the old guy. I'm the guy that's supposed to be forgetting
here.
These things. No, we had just talked about, I mean, I know before... in a previous episode, we talked about kind of our inspirations, in great voiceover performances and voiceover actors and actresses that we admire and stuff that kind of drove us to this. But we do a little pop culture here. We have some times where we just kind of talk about things. And since we were going to have a guest and we're now not having a guest, we both love movies, and movies is really kind of we're actors, right? And so I know there's a lot of performances that I admire, and a lot of movies that I can call faves, and just different things that I can point to and say, yeah, that's kind of how one of the things that has really made a impression in my life. So yeah, movies. So Mitch,
yeah,
what's your favorite movie of all time?
What's my favorite movie of all time? I'm going to give you a long, short story.
Is it Sling Blade? Mm-hmm. I love them French fried potatoes. Mm-hmm.
I've never, ever actually seen that movie. I can quote it every now and then, but I need to watch it. There's a whole wall of classics I've never seen. You're going to be mad, everybody. Rocky, not on the list. Fargo, never saw it.
Oh, we can't be friends anymore.
I'm sorry. My one friend... Here's my problem with Fargo, and then we're going to get into what you asked me, is no one can definitively tell me that it's a great movie. They're like, yeah, it's pretty weird. I'm like, but what? Okay?
If you're into that kind of weirdness, it is a great movie.
Yeah. I have to be in the exact right mood. It's very strange.
It depends. Have you seen other Coen Brothers movies?
Yeah.
And enjoyed them? Have you seen
Pretty
The Big
much
Lebowski?
no.
Did you enjoy that? Do you have to be in the right mood to watch The Big Lebowski?
I was in the worst mood when I watched that movie, and that didn't help. So I got to go back and watch that. But yeah, most of them I'm left at the end like, the hell's going on? Like, what are we doing here? I think the only reason I liked Burn After Reading was because it was a cast that I absolutely loved.
Yeah, that was different and fun. Especially to see them act that way.
Yeah.
Clooney and Pitt don't normally go that
dopey,
slapsticky.
Yeah.
Clooney did in Oh Brother Where Art Thou, another Coen Brothers classic.
Right. We could just do a Coen Brothers episode.
I mean,
I'd rather
Coen
do
Brothers
a
have made
episode.
some of my favorite movies of all times. Raising Arizona.
Yeah.
Come on. Tell me you've seen Raising Arizona.
Could not get into that, yeah.
That's your homework, dude.
I already watched it.
Yeah. How could you not?
Maybe, well, I was a younger man then, you know?
My heart hurts.
my heart. We're going to come across some movies that you don't like that I've seen.
Well, I'm sure. And I think we've discussed before you like the horror movies.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan.
Yeah.
So, we don't have to like the same things.
That's true.
But I'm sure our tastes cross paths a little bit somewhere. So
we're gonna find
interesting.
It.
So what is then your favorite movie?
It used to be just one Jim Carrey movie to the next. So just like from Ace Ventura to The Mask to Cable Guy to Eternal Sunshine was like a big, long, such a great movie, by the way.
Yes.
But the one now is Whiplash. With J.K. Simmons and I always forget the
J.K.
dude's
Simmons
name.
was so deliciously evil in that movie.
He was, but he wasn't. And the more I watch it, the more dynamic that character is, and the more what a catalyst. I have him right here, by the way. I keep him in the booth.
Is he your inspiration?
Yeah, kind of. If you've ever seen, if you've ever seen the movie. Yeah, if you've ever seen the movie, at the end of the movie, spoiler alert, turn off if you haven't. You've seen it, right, Mike?
Yes.
At the end of the movie, the main character,
Miles
Teller, he finally stands up for himself. He is the best drummer he could ever be.
Mm-hmm.
And he had already ruined Fletcher's life, J.K. Simmons. And then he stands up for himself, and there's this moment right at the end of the movie when he gets this smile and a nod from the guy who's been torturing him into being the best he could be.
Yeah.
And that J.K. Simmons for me is me. I'm Miles Teller and J.K. Simmons in that movie.
Okay. Giving yourself the validation?
That, and I'm also my world's biggest, like, you're not doing this right, not my fucking tempo or whatever, not my fucking time. And then I have his dad looking through the, over here, looking through the door in awe of him.
Okay.
It's just such a moving movie, and the more I watch it, the more little pieces I find. I don't know if you find that in movies.
Yeah, I do. I find little pieces and things like that. I mean, you're talking about J.K. Simmons. I love anything that he's in. He's just one of those actors. He's a character guy. I love that he got his due in that movie and won the Oscar. He totally deserved it. And that was his opus. That was his. And he wasn't even like the main character.
Right.
He was, the supporting character, but he meant so much to that movie. He was the catalyst of that movie.
Yep.
And you talk about the nuanced performance in that moment, as you were talking about, as Teller, breaks in. He's been in a car accident. He's late, and Fletcher is just, he's about to blow his stack.
Oh, that's later, or that's early in the movie. After the accident, he fucks up and he ruins everything.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a while, but that's okay. when he's playing in that last piece and he takes over, and there's that moment where Fletcher's like, what are you doing? And you could just see him justifiably launching himself at the drum set and tackling Miles Teller and beating him into bloody pulp.
You saw a director's cut I've never seen.
No, I'm just saying you can see him doing that. You can see that character snapping like that, but he doesn't. And then all of a sudden you start seeing the change in his face, where he's going from livid to he's hearing what he wants to hear. And he's realizing he's in the middle of this moment that he might never get again. And he starts, in spite of him hating this kid, he starts bringing it out of him. And where he gets up and he's doing this, and he's got the hand up and he's doing this, and he's getting that little head nod, like It's just it's so cool. It's such a great crescendo, and it lasts forever. Right, it's
forever.
like 10 minutes.
Yeah. It's
amazing.
Long
it took a 90-minute movie, and they did that for so long. Such a big chunk of the movie, and it worked so well. So
So what I ran into the last time I watched it, because I watch it constantly, it's my inspiration to do what I do now, is I always saw Miles Teller as the, he had it and he just needed to believe in himself. And now, this last watch, J.K. Simmons says to him twice, earn the part. And I'm like, earn the fucking part. Somehow I've missed this in all my watches. Earn the part. Every day I have to earn my part. Every day I have to come in here and earn whatever I'm doing, whatever I get. It's like, oh, that's right. I don't know. It changes my brain.
Wow. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
So what about you, Mike? I mean, I'm glad you can connect to that movie like I can. Some people have never seen it. A lot of people are like, yeah,
it was
just
brilliant. I've only seen it
guy.
once.
Okay.
But I remember walking away going, maybe I saw it twice. I feel like I saw it. I'm one of those guys, I can go to the movies alone by myself. If it's something I really want to see and I know that nobody else wants to see it, I'll go see it alone.
Sure.
And I think I probably watched it again when it came out on DVD.
Nice.
Because it was 2013, so it was kind of, streaming was just really hitting, and I probably got it on DVD. But anyway, so I can appreciate it. For me, my number one movie for the longest time, for many different reasons, was The Usual Suspects. With, do you know The Usual Suspects?
I feel like I've seen the VHS cover of The Usual Suspects.
It's a famous movie poster with the five of them lined up in a with the white background in a police lineup.
I'm gonna look this up while you're chatting with me because I just need to visualize it while you're chatting. Tell me about this movie.
It's got and say what you will about him now, but Kevin Spacey. It's got Gabriel Byrne. It's got early Benicio del Toro in one of his first roles. It's got Kevin Pollak, who is known for being an impression comedian, but he's in this movie and he's great. And it's got
Stephen
Baldwin, yes. And then Chaz Palminteri, who love Chaz Palminteri.
Yeah.
And it's this noirish heist movie that just goes in so many places, and it makes the whole thing, and I'm not going to give it away if you haven't seen it. The whole thing is Luis Kaiser Sose.
Okay.
Right? He's this, big Hungarian mobster, and the whole time they're trying to figure this out, who's planning this heist, because it starts with these five guys basically getting arrested, and they're in this lineup. And then it's got a lot of backstory stuff, where flashbacks, where, when each one of these is involved in this and that and the other thing. And it's just the timeline. It's like Pulp Fiction in that way, where it keeps skipping and moving it takes place basically. The narrative around it is Chaz Palminteri is the police investigator who is questioning Kevin Spacey, whose character is Verbal Kint. And he's this mousy guy who he's trying to break. Chaz Palminteri's character, Agent Kuyan, is trying to break him, and he's just and so he's just through it. Verbal Kint is recounting this story, and as he is, you get the visuals of what's happening, and you don't know what's real and what's not, and it's so brilliantly done and so well acted, and just fun characters. I mean, Benicio del Toro decided to take this character and give him some sort of accent that his basic thing was, I don't want you to be able to understand what he's saying.
Okay.
And so
that seems like a Benicio del Toro thing to do.
Yeah, he just say, he flip you for real. And and the cops are going, he what? He flip you for real. It's just so great because there's these comedic moments in addition to just your brain is trying to wrap around the mystery of it all, and then at the end you're just like, no, shut up. And again, if you haven't seen it, I'm not going to give it away for you.
I know that stinks. I wish I had so we can.
Well, there you go. Homework, and we'll talk about it later. But
I plan on watching it within the next week so we can.
There you go.
Get back on it.
There you go.
It sounds great. What a great cast.
Oh yeah.
What I love about that pick is I've heard zero people talk about this movie. So
really?
It's either like a cult classic or something. It's directed by a famous director, Bryan Singer. It's pretty wild. And it would have been within my realm of, 95. I could have seen it.
Yeah.
So it's
there. I mean, now. it's it is well remembered. I won't say it's one of those that came and went. There, you may not have heard about it. I have had conversations about it. So
no, I believe
it was big in its time.
I believe
it. Does it have the staying power of, say, Shawshank Redemption? Maybe not to that level, but it is a '90s film that holds up.
Yeah,
and that is still critically
there's so
acclaimed,
many.
So yeah,
so many things get lost in the shuffle. I mean, if you're around Shawshank, when was that made?
97. I saw something the other day that's just amazing to me. Shawshank Redemption, Pulp Fiction, Forrest Gump, and I can't remember the fourth one.
All bombed in the box office?
Were all in the theaters at the same time.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and I wish I could remember the fourth one, but 97 was a great year for movies.
I feel like your head would explode. That's insane.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Oh man, well I'm so excited to have that homework. What was the best part about that movie for you? The intrigue of it, like you don't know where it's headed, the acting?
The intrigue, yeah. I mean, the acting was great. I love all of those actors for various reasons. I think, Kevin Spacey in his time was brilliant. He was very good in this role for what it was, because you had to take this character who was such a patsy, if you start to watch it, I mean, you see he's just like, how is this guy involved in crime? Because he's just so mousy, but he played it so well. And they call him, his nickname is Verbal because he talks a lot. And so Kuyan is interviewing him, and he's just going off, and he's just blah 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 blah. But he does the character well. And then Gabriel Byrne, really underrated performance, because he's just the slick guy, and he's not a guy that's done a ton, but he's a guy that people know, and yeah, I've seen that guy in things before.
Yeah, I have. And
it's just I love the intrigue of it. I love the places that the story goes, and the little tidbits that get dropped that make you go, oh wait,
yeah,
that changes things,
right?
And then just I can't say enough about the ending. You have to make it to the end, and the just the mind blow it gives you So.
Yeah, I'm pumped about that.
I want to say one more thing about something completely different because I know we're running up on our normal end time, and I wanted to talk about this one thing that's completely not related to Usual Suspects, and that is one of my all-time favorite acting performances.
Okay.
And it's not what you think. The guy did win a Best Actor Oscar for it, but
okay,
I
want to guess. Can you give me a
fairly
year
recent
span?
Within the last 10 years.
Yeah. The Revenant.
No.
Okay. Hold on.
His brother's pretty famous too.
We got a Baldwin. We got a Culkin.
I don't believe there's been a Baldwin that's won an award.
I bet. 30 Rock, no?
Maybe, yeah.
Dang. Brother. Oh, Joaquin?
No.
Okay, go ahead.
Casey Affleck, Manchester by the Sea.
Okay.
Did you see
I
it?
heard that was great. I don't think I saw it.
It is a gut-wrenching movie.
That's what I need.
It just pulls your heart out. My wife, I made her go see it on my birthday, and she hated me for it because she doesn't like movies like that because it was so depressing. But I came out of it going, I don't think I've ever seen an acting performance like that in my life, and I couldn't believe it was Ben Affleck's younger brother that did it. I mean, I know he had been nominated for the Jesse James movie where he Brad Pitt plays Jesse James.
I didn't see that one.
He's the guy that shot.
I'm starting to think I never saw any movies before.
Anyway, so it's not unheard of that he would have this, but that performance was so angst-ridden and was so subtle. And that's what I like. Is like you can have these big performances, these big Jack Nicholson performances, these big boisterous and Al Pacino performances. But then you can have something like this where Casey Affleck is just
sad.
You can see the angst and the sadness in how he carries himself, how he talks, and he just does it so well. And so I just came out of that going with this new respect for this kid.
I hope there's an uptick in the streaming of that movie for you bringing it up.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see that. Oh man,
it is so good. You'll cry grown man tears.
I love that.
I guarantee
I've been
you.
looking for that sort of thing lately. Sometimes you need, and that leads me into my final thought, which is I just want to feel something when I see a movie. Like we talked about you not liking scary movies. Well, I grew up with those. And if one still scares me, I'm like, yes! Like, I giggle. I giggle at the fact that I can still be scared by a film. Something that's trapped in the wall. That's not leaking out anywhere. Even though every now and then something like the cat will knock something over during a scary movie that they never knock over. It's like, what are you doing, pal? But, yeah, I love that. And I didn't know you got that deep. I've never seen you cry, Mike.
My family will tell you I'm a crier.
I believe it.
I am a crier.
Kindred spirits, for sure.
I coached my kids in sports all through their adolescence. Every end of year sports, we'd go to a burger place or whatever, and we'd do awards and everything. Every time, without fail, I'd just start blubbering. I get emotional, and I talk about stuff like that. I'll talk about Casey Affleck in this movie, and sometimes I'll remember a scene and I'll start tearing up. It's just who I am. I'm an emotional guy, Mitch. Things hit me. They hit me hard.
Oh, is it happening right now?
It is.
I don't know how to help you.
And see.
And let you cry. Yeah. Okay. And see.
All right. Well, on that note, do you want to do a little ChatGPT Roulette tonight?
I don't see why not.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and do it because we're running up on our normal episode length time here. So we'll pause and get back to you.
Bye now.
Hey. So we've got a little special thing here in the spirit of Halloween.
Halloween.
And in the spirit of my two favorite teams, the Steelers and the Dodgers, winning last night. And the Dodgers going to the World Series. And the Lions for Mitchie. Yeah,
winning.
Lions won big. We're going to do a little announcer color guy kind of thing. We're going to announce something very special just for you guys.
All right. I'm not even going to read you what I wrote to ChatGPT because it pretty much made no sense. And ChatGPT figured it out, you guys. Here we go. And welcome back, folks. We're here live in the Cabin of Terror where the tension is higher than ever. That's right. The lights just flickered and you can feel something sinister in the air.
Oh, that's right, Bob. Our protagonist, Sarah's creeping down the hallway. She's got her trusty flashlight, but let's be real, that thing is flickering worse than my last relationship.
And look at that, she hears a noise coming from the kitchen. This is a crucial moment. Will she investigate or bolt for the door?
If it was me, I'd be out of there like a bad horror movie cliche. But no, look, Sarah's moving in. Oh, what a gamble.
She approaches the kitchen door. Oh, did you see that shadow darted past the window? The murderer is close.
Absolutely. I'd say it's game on for our masked friend. The way they blend into the darkness is impressive. Talk about stealth.
Sarah's peeking through the door now. Oh, there's a knife. Oh, there's the knife. It's gleaming under the moonlight. That's gotta send shivers down her spine.
Oh, Bob, you can practically feel the adrenaline. She's about to make a decision that could cost her everything.
And there it is, Jim. She's about to step in. Oh, the suspense is palpable. Will she survive the night or become the next victim?
Let's just hope she doesn't trip over her own feet. We might see a horror blunder of epic proportions.
All right, stay tuned, folks. This showdown is heating up.
And Sarah loses.
Sarah tends to lose, I feel like. Sarah didn't make it. You get.
They always do.
Man, it really kept you kept the listeners on the edge of their seats.
Yeah. Was Sarah going to make it?
Yeah, who knows?
Yep.
No.
Hey, good times. I mean, hey, that would be interesting. Maybe we should write a movie like that where it's a couple of commentators commentating through the entire, slash 'em up deal. Plot. Do they have plots? Do horror movies like that have plots? Do slasher movies have plots? Or is it
the
just
first
a bunch
one
of
tends
kids
to have
in random scenario like camp and they don't leave?
I feel like the plot unravels by Slasher Film 7, the slashing.
Yeah.
They kind of just run out of, Slasher Film on the Moon or whatever.
Hey, let's go back to that camp where so many people died.
Yeah.
Year after year after year. But it won't be us this time. We're going to investigate it.
It's fake. We don't believe you. Oh, boy. Man, it makes me think of Pumpkinhead, but we'll talk about that next time. A movie Mike Pelletier is going to watch is Pumpkinhead, and I'll watch... What am I watching?
You're watching The Usual Suspects and Manchester by the Sea.
That's right. That's what I'm watching tonight. No
and I'm
sleep
not watching
for the wicked.
Whatever it is you told me to watch. Sorry. All right, folks. Until next time. Enjoy Halloween. Enjoy your movies.
Yeah, man. Enjoy those treats.
Yeah.
Candy cone.
Love y'all.
Bye.